Hey, hi everybody. So in this video we're going to be doing two things. First, we're going to be taking this, and this is our save file from the previous video, and we're going to be putting it in some kind of display like right about here so the user can see what they've done and how they should be trying to make it better in their next run, if they care about such a thing. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to fix the actual clock, because right now, for whatever reason, the clock that we're using, where we use this calculation right here, where we have the start time and end time, and we subtract the end from the start, and then we divide by the clocks per sec, just isn't working for whatever reason. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to a more C++y way to get the time for how long a program's been running by using this package, or not even package, it's part of the standard template library called chrono. So that's what we're going to do, so let's get started. So I'm going to start by going to the application state, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to change this to, I'm actually not going to touch this for right now, but I am going to mess with this, and I'm going to change it to std : chrono. I'm going to use steady clock, and I want a time point, and I'm going to make it start time. Overwrite, I guess. Weird. Okay, whatever. So then let's go to the level progression, because this is where we first set it. And we're going to make it std : chron, no. And then we'll do the steady clock again, and then we'll just call now. And that should work fine. Awesome. Now we're going to go to the game header file. Let's first go to restart, which is right here, right? And we'll fix this. Chrono, steady clock, and we call now again to fix that. And hopefully this works. Now we get rid of that. We can also go up here, get rid of C time. So any other ones. So I can just do G space, boom, boom. That's gone now. We don't need this anymore. We're back in the game. So let's go to here, right? And then what we're gonna do is we're going to start with an auto, and then we'll come back to it in just a second. So this will be equal to, if we do n minus start, it's going to say there's a problem in that I haven't actually, oops. So it's const std : chrono, steady clock. Actually, we should just do auto for this. This is getting just a little bit long. N is equal to that chrono, steady clock, now. So now we have that. Start doesn't actually exist. It is app state arrow to start time. All right, and then if we do it like this, we have this auto, and it's going to be of type long, long. So what we want to do, I believe, what I want to do is I'm just going to start by just making it, I'm going to make this t, and then I'm going to do const double seconds. Played is equal to 1000. So it's just a big number right now. And what I want to do is I just want to log this value. So let me take this. Now I've got this. Now I'm going to get this, right? And I'm just going to get rid of this LD right there. And it's saying I can't even log. Oh, I'm missing the T there. Cool. Okay. So I'm just going to make it and see what we get for our seconds play to see if this is even working. Right? So I'll play level 0. It's fine. Couple movements. Now let's look to see what log.txt says. So seconds played is this in nanoseconds. Now, obviously we don't want to show this in nanoseconds. So we can make that a little bit better. And to actually make it a little bit better, let's just see if we can get this duration. And there should be like just a chrono to seconds kind of thing. Just, yeah. So it is there, chrono. So let's just see if we can figure that out. So now we'll actually go to this, And we'll change this formatting in a little bit. Chrono duration seconds, and then we take seconds played, nope, T. And then let's see, this is just that. Now we get rid of this, and it's saying this is a, yeah, so that's fine. And let's see what's the problem now. So it's saying this, a duration representation cannot be a duration, which is a kind of weird way to say that. So let's just look it up. That should be a little bit easier. Oh, there it is. So they're saying it should be like this. Double that. I guess it's not saying that. STD milli, that doesn't help at all. And let me also add chrono to see if that helps. Or let's just do chrono seconds to run. And that will just kind of like show us exactly. We could even use the AI stuff there if we really wanted to. Okay, so they're using duration cast. So maybe that's the better way to do it. Duration cast. And let's see what duration cast is. It's going to show up, but they use it right here, minutes, 1 second, and then I guess they want the count. Dot count. And now if we make it, should be good. Now we can run it. Couple movements just to, and now if we open log.txt, seconds played 3. Now what I don't like about that is it's kind of like not very minute, if you will. Right? It's kind of like, I want more than just seconds played, right? I kind of want like 1 point something, to be totally frank. But let's look at this, nanocenturies. And then they also have like a frames for 24 frames for it. That's kind of fun. But yeah, it's just rounding in a way that I don't totally love. So, but at the same time, it is exactly what we've asked for. So I'm not really going to change it, I don't think. Let me just do this so that it's a little bit formatted. Okay, so we have that. I still don't love our seconds, but at least it's kind of something formatted. And actually, I just don't like it. So let's do milliseconds. Milliseconds. I'm going to change this to ms played. And then what I'm going to do, const double seconds played is equal to ms played. And I think milliseconds, it's, yeah. Do I need to like, I'll just do it like this. And so now if we do it, right, now we can do Sokoban, play, do that. Now we go to the log.txt, and you can see that's a lot better. And I kind of want to round it, the precision, right? So we only get like the final 2, so like C++, round to 2 decimal places. If they don't have an easy way for us to do it, we can times it and then seal, yeah, so this is how they kind of want you to do it in the one, but oh, there it is. So this is kind of what I didn't want to use, but I guess it's what we will use. So let's go into here. Is there not like a, the precision thing doesn't help at all. I guess we could do it like this with like the 0.2f, but we're not really setting it that way. So let's just do it there, like colon seal, right? And what was it? It's times 100, 0.0, yeah. So if anybody's a little confused by this, basically we multiply it by 100 and then we basically cut off the last two decimal places because we did this sealing plus the times 100, and then we divide by 100 to go back to where we were at. So now if we do it, it should look a lot better. Let's see. Just gonna do it very quick right there, and then we'll go into log.txt and 1.45 like we wanted. So that's great. If we go to the save file, you can see it's at 1.45 properly now. So that's awesome. Let me also beat level 2 real quick, or not level 2, level 1 real quick, just so that's there. And now if we go to like cat save.txt, right, you can see we've got much better values, and it was 2.4. So that means I was exactly at like 2.40 instead of like 2.41, for example. Okay. So this is super gross, but it's getting the job done, so we're just going to leave that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get into giving the player some information about how they're doing. So we want to be in the render function, which is right over here. And then what we want to do is we want to actually start rendering right about here. So this will be right here. We'll do render levels, y plus equals 2. Let me just put this right there. And then what we're going to do, render level info. So like the level that we're currently selected on, y plus equals 2. So what that's going to include, right, is we're going to do print w, and we're going to do moves. And I'm actually going to have to do this in 2 parts, I'm realizing. But we'll do like %i for moves, and then we'll do space, seconds to beat, and then we'll do %d, I think it is. And then in terms of app state, level data, and then we're going to do app state selected index, right? So we don't have to select that every single time. Let's do const level data equals that, right? ld.moves, ld.seconds played. But one thing that's a potential problem here is if we play Sokoban real quick, if I'm over here, all of a sudden it's going to be there's an index error because there's no level data right there, right? Actually, even on this one too, there's no level data for this one either. So we have to actually handle that. So if if app state, ooh, I messed that typing up bad. Selected index is greater than or equal to app state level data dot size. That means we're out of range and we can't do anything in terms of like displaying information. But what we can do is we can say, well, actually we can just do this. We'll do print w level. I actually kind of want to do it kind of exactly. So let me do it like this. So we'll do that. So we're going to have 2 cases. The first case is where it's equal to, and the second case is where it's greater than. So in the case of equal to, and you'll notice I haven't done moving yet, so just a heads up. So in the case where we're equal to, that means we're selecting a level that's unlocked, but the player hasn't beaten it. So in the other case then, right, we can just print level not unlocked. And then in this case, right, we can do something else like level unlocked. All right, now the next thing to consider is where is our cursor, right? Because right now it's not actually anywhere related to this. It's actually going to be printing out right here. So it's going to go over our level progression. So we don't want that. So let's fix that. We'll do that. Let me put this there. I don't care for this anymore. And what I'm thinking about is, should I stop hard coding these and actually start like putting it in some kind of configuration that we read from, and then we can like make the game a bit more dynamic? Or should I make them constants at the top of the file, or maybe in the constants themselves? And I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'll regret it down the line, but I feel like this is a pretty codey game. And it's only one developer. We're not trying to make it work for multiple developers or allow designers to really get into the nitty gritty here. So I'm okay with this, but if we were doing something else, then we'd want to make it constant, string length it for this half thing. But let's just see how many characters are here. And that is 15. So 15. Let's make it 14. And we can do that by that. And then right here, this one we can see is 18. Simple enough, right? And then this one is a little bit longer, and it's also not going to be exact unless we start doing a string length, but we can also kind of just intuit it, where this is going to be at most 2 characters, and this one is going to be at most 4 characters, let's say. So 36. Right, I got that right. One sec, let me double check. Yeah, okay. So now let's try it, see if I made any errors. All right, so this is super gross to look at. So that's something to think about. We'll fix that. Moves looks good. Level unlocked, perfect. Level not unlocked, perfect. This is, I guess that's fine, it's 1. Level unlocked is fine. But yeah, the seconds to beat part is no good. So let's look at save.txt, 1.45, 2.4. So let's see if printf double, because I'm assuming I'm just using the wrong one. So %. Yeah, %f. So replace that with f, make it Sokoban. Looks good to me. I don't love these extra things. So can I do like 0.2f, I think it was? Sorry, my dog was thinking about barking. So yeah, perfect. So now we have our moves, our seconds to beat, level unlocked, not unlocked, just to see how this works with a different save file. So let's remove this, remove this. So we just have the 1 level. We don't have to remake it. So let's just play. We're in here, so you can see move 6, seconds to beat 1.45, and then level unlocked, level not unlocked, level not unlocked. So let's do one other thing. Let's make this like 10. So imagine you're the player and you say, it took me 10 moves to be level 1. I think I can do better. I look at it, I think, and I say, okay, I can do it faster. I did it in 6 moves. 6, and you can see it actually updated live immediately. If we do this level, we'll just beat it. I'm going to be a little inefficient. I messed up actually, oops. So let's do that there. And you can see it took us 23 moves and 4.52 seconds. 23 moves seems too high to me, frankly. So if I go to gamec.pp and I go to restart, right? Okay, so it's actually totally fine. It just is, I was super bad. So let's be better. And you can see auto-saving worked there too. And now you can see I solved it in 13 moves. So yeah, this is working pretty well actually, which is pretty cool. So that's going to be the end of the video. There's still a little bit more to go. We still have to, for example, fix the printing, or not the printing, the reading in the file. So back in like the level progression, when we actually load in, I still have this comment over here of this is super bad and we need to make this not super bad. So that's one thing to do, where we're actually going to start reading in the file byte by byte. We're also going to be looking at changing a little bit about the game. So for example, when I run Sokoban, I want level 1. So I do this, the game's not beatable. Imagine there was a way for you to press U and all of a sudden you could undo the previous action. So that's something I'm really excited to get to. We'll be using a linked list and that should be pretty fun to do. And yeah, so we're definitely approaching the end of the series finally at this point, but there's still a few little things to do just to make sure everything is in a nice, reasonably ready state before we finish up. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and hope you have a great day. Bye.